go. Let's go. Woo! Yeah, Katie! Let's go!
You're watching the Maybelline WLL Championship Series. Charlotte North perfectly placed. Steps on the gas and scores. Harris Chuck rips one by Waters. Taylor Marino to the rescue again. Beaks blows it by Marino.
Hi everyone and welcome to the 2025 WLL All-Star Game Selection Show. This continues what has been really a historic year for women's professional lacrosse, and we hit another milestone, the very first WLL All-Star Game. The game will be played on July 4th in Kansas City, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2, and will feature a 10 versus 10 full field format with the best women's lacrosse players on the planet. So if you're gonna have an all-star game, you need an all-star cast, and we certainly have that today to help unveil the 36 players that will take the field in the inaugural WLL All-Star Game. Let's start with our two-time Tewaaraton winners. Izzy Skane will be a part of Team Izzy, and Charlotte North will be the captain of Team North. Obviously, both competed in the inaugural WLL Championship Series, made it to the championship game where the Boston Guard took down the New York Charging, and because of that, it'll be Charlotte and Coach DeLuca that have the first pick. Coach Laurie DeLuca, obviously the head coach of the Boston Guard, and coaching Team Izzy will be the Hall of Famer Jen Adams. Now, it'll be the two head coaches that have all the selections for these 36 players. Charlotte and Izzy, you're just here to react in real time to your all-star teammates. Now, Coach DeLuca, because you won the inaugural Maybelline WLL Championship Series, you have control of that first pick. I think I'm going out on a limb here to say that you're going to take Charlotte North. You're sitting behind a Team North logo, and Charlotte's sitting next to you. And we see the highlight reel goals, but I'm curious, having coached her for that week during the championship series, what makes Charlotte such a special player?
Just her leadership on and off the field. She did an unbelievable job with our team, dynamic, culture, all the intangibles. Obviously, her play speaks for itself.
Who's it on? Because when you had Bell on you, you were carrying it because you didn't know you were the one going. We got to tell her, back up, and let us give you the lane.
She was a rock star everywhere. It's an easy first pick for me. Charlotte North.
And Charlotte, you have grown this game as a college player and now a professional player in the WLL. How excited are you to continue the momentum with this WLL All-Star Game?
So excited. I mean, first, just honored to get to play for Coach DeLuca again and be able to represent this league. I think you saw it back in February, but this is the start of something very special, and we hope to continue to showcase the game in new ways, showcase the talent that women's lacrosse has to offer at the professional level, and inspire the future generations that they can participate at the highest of levels as well.
And Izzy, same thing. We've seen you dominate at the college level and now as a professional. To play in the very first WLL All-Star Game and have Team Izzy and be a captain, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, it means so much. I think we're all just excited for another opportunity to play, and in an all-star game you're really getting the best of the best, and I think it's going to be a really fun format, a really fun group of girls, and just to continue to grow the game and show the highest level of lacrosse is a really exciting thing for all of us, so pumped to be there and excited about this opportunity.
And Jen, you've coached against all these players. Now you get to draft 18 of them and coach them and compete with them. What's that like for you?
You know, it's incredible. You know, I think one of the things that makes Izzy so good is she has no idea how good she is. And, you know, I had the good fortune or bad fortune, I guess you'd say, of coaching against Izzy in 2023 in the NCAA tournament. And single-handedly, she dismantled our team. I said I hope the next time I'm getting to stand on the sideline with her. So extremely fortunate. So many talented players. I've coached against so many of them. Really happy to be able to call some names to be on the sideline against them, with them this WLL All-Star Game.
Team Izzy, safe assumption that she is going to be your number 2 pick in this draft.
Absolutely.
All right, so now that Charlotte is established and Izzy is established with Team North and Team Izzy, we can get into it. And this is going to be a schoolyard pick. We've all been a part of this, like recess during school. So we're just going to go back and forth and fill out our 36 players that will take the field on the 4th of July in Kansas City at the inaugural Maybelline WLL All-Star Game. And Coach DeLuca, you've got that number 3 pick. Who are you going with?
Number 3 is going to be Cassidy Weeks, who Charlotte referred to as the best two-way midi that she's seen, which I totally agree with. So we're going with Cassidy.
Okay, so sticking with that Boston guard nucleus that won the Champ Series earlier this year, Cassidy Weeks was a beast on that field. Charlotte, you played with her at Boston College as well. What will she bring to Team North?
She's an unbelievable midfielder. She does every little thing on that field. She can win a matchup 1v1. She can read a defense. She can turn the Jets on in transition. She'll come up with any ground ball, any draw control, and she can also own a matchup defensively. So quite literally nothing that Cassidy Weeks can't do, and you saw it in the sixes format, and I can't wait to be her teammate again.
Yeah, going from that sixes format to a 10 versus 10 full field format. Jen, let's go to you for pick number 4 and really the first teammate for Team Izzy.
Pick number 4 for Team Izzy is going to be Sam Apuzzo. We're going to back a known winner. Everything she touches turns to gold. Sam Apuzzo, she can do it all at the draw. You saw it, in every element and every game in which she's played. She's just a standout player and an incredible mind for the game. So to have her in our mix. A little bit of a different style to Izzy, which we're hoping a little oil and water will mix in. We'll have a powder keg of a combination of attackers here.
Okay, so this is the first of what I assume will be many players selected out of the player pool who did not feature in the WLL Championship Series, but everybody knows what Sam Apuzzo means to the sport of lacrosse, what she did at Boston College, and what she has done for Team USA. Izzy, to play with Sam, that is so much firepower on the offensive end.
Yeah, I mean, she's one of the greats, and Jen said it perfectly. She's just a winner and a competitive athlete, and I think she's one of those players that when you're on the field with her, you know she's going to make a difference. So I thought she'd be a great person to have on the team, and I'm happy with Jen's pick. I think she's going to be really, really fun to play with and try to win.
Out of the first 4 players off the board, 3 are Boston College Eagles, Charlotte. What's Acacia Walker cooking there to bring
Hopefully
them to the next
she's
level?
Watching back home, cheering and smiling in her living room. But she knows how to bring out the best in her players, and she really encourages so much belief and empowers her players to a new level. So I'm sure she's cheering.
Coach DeLuca, who do we got for pick number 5?
Along those same lines, gonna go with Kenzie Kent
Wow.
from BC as our 5th pick. Unbelievable player, gonna be dynamic with Charlotte. I can't wait to see it.
So there is a rule that you can't pick more than 5 players per WLL team, but there's no rule about picking more than 5 former college teammates. There's going to be some great chemistry on Team North so far with these first 3 selections, Charlotte.
I mean, Kenzie Kent is one of the most dynamic left-handed attackers our game has ever seen. I'm thrilled with Coach DeLuca's pick. I have been fortunate enough to play with Kenzie in multiple settings, and to see what she can do with a stick in her hand, it's one of the most unique set of skills that I've ever seen, and she's absolutely must-see TV.
All right, Jen, who's going to join Izzy and Sam for Team Izzy here?
We're going to go with Ali Mastroianni.
Ali Mastriani, the captain of the California Palms, obviously was tremendous in that inaugural championship series. Izzy, you've competed against her on so many stages. What makes Ali Mastriani such a special player?
Yeah, she's just a dominant midfielder. I think we see her on both sides of the field just being such a powerful, strong presence, and takes the draw as well. And she's someone who's just super versatile and super powerful, and a good person to have on your team. So happy with that pick as well.
All right, 6 players in. We've still got 30 to go. So much talent still to be unveiled. Coach DeLuca, who do you got next?
I'm going to go with Taylor Marino for the goalie pick for our club. Just think that that position, very similar to someone who takes a draw, is a pivotal position. So Taylor's an excellent goalie, so I'm going to go with her.
All right, our first goalie off the board. Charlotte, I'm sure that you're happy that you don't have to be shooting against Taylor Marino at this All-Star game, that she's going to be on Team North.
Absolutely. One of the best goalies in the world. She's incredibly patient. She reads every type of shot very well. It is a tall task to try to beat Taylor Moreno in cage, and I'm just happy to be able to be on the same side as her. I've gone against her multiple times, but she's just so talented and a great teammate.
All right, so we went on a run of former Boston College Eagles, now back-to-back former North Carolina Tar Heels. Who do we got for pick number 8, Jen?
We're going to flip it back around. We're going with the defender, Courtney Taylor.
All right, Courtney Taylor, right back to former BC players. This is turning into like a BC-UNC All-Star game, Izzy. You got to get some Northwestern players in here. But obviously, Courtney Taylor, one of the best defenders in recent memory at the college level. What makes her skills translate to the WLL All-Star game, you think?
She's just so solid. She's one of those defenders that, as someone who's had to play against her, is very hard to get past, and she sees the field very, very well. So not only as a one-on-one defender is she solid, but all over the defensive end of the field. So it's a great leader on the defensive end to have, and also probably knows some of her Boston teammates pretty well. So it might be a good matchup to see out on the field.
Strategic move there for us.
It's interesting.
You know?
We see a goalie come off the board, and then a defender pops off. So kind of a chess match right now between our two head coaches as we go to the final pick before we'll step aside to hear from Charlotte and Izzy in a deeper conversation with Dana Boyle coming up in just a minute.
Our next pick is going to be Dempsey Arsenal from the Boston Guard, another former BC standout. Again, just an unbelievable two-way midi, is going to provide a lot of depth for our team. So
Bill Dempsey was so pivotal in that championship series victory, which the Boston Guard won. You know, Charlotte, I'm sure you're happy to see another Boston Guard teammate join Team North for the All-Star game.
Absolutely. It was an honor to get to play with Dempsey in the championship series and to be on the Boston Guard together. You see how much leadership she brings. She inspires everybody around her, and her production level on both sides of the field is ridiculous. So to see her lined up next to Cass is a pretty scary duo in the midfield.
All right, Jen, let's round out the top 10 players selected for the Maybelline 2025 All-Star Game.
All right, we're going to shoot for a little speed kills through our midfield here, and we're going with Allie Kennedy. Obviously wasn't able to play in the Pro Series being a college coach, so excited to get her into our midfield mix, running alongside Ali Mastroianni. I mean, again, you talk about a powerful duo through the midfield and do it all kind of Swiss Army knives coming off the box. Gold medal game that she had in different formats. I think she's a no-brainer for this team.
Yeah, you've got to look at your midfield right now, Izzy, and feel pretty good about Ali Mastroianni and Allie Kennedy there.
Yeah, I'm loving it. They're great, and they're both very fierce competitors. I think that's one thing that kind of stands out about both of them. Playing with and against them, they're a really scary duo to be on the field against, and they're just so impressive. So, I mean, Allie Kennedy is the best. She's just a fighter and a fierce competitor. So, love that mentality and also just skill on the field. Obviously, she's an incredible player on both sides. So, excited to have her as well.
So 10 picks in, and there has been so much talent selected, but there is so much firepower still to go. 26 picks remaining. Let's step aside and hear from Dana Boyle, who chatted with Charlotte North and Izzy Skane just a moment ago about what a success the Maybelline inaugural championship series was earlier this year.
Jay, thank you so much. It's so good to be with you guys. Charlotte, what sticks out about the championship series to you?
It was an unbelievable experience. It was the first time the WLL was shown to the world, and it was so fun being alongside of the best players in the world and playing for a team with an elite coaching staff, and from day one just going for the target of winning a championship. And to be at that practice, to be at the venue, to see all the fans and excitement, all the people watching from home, cheering on these four teams, it was a dream come true, to be honest.
Izzy, what sticks out to you?
Yeah, I thought it was incredible. I think just seeing all the girls that were so excited about it was a really cool thing. I know we've been excited for an opportunity like this for a long time, and for it to be the first of its kind and to see so many people so excited about it the way that we were was a really fun environment to be a part of, as well as I think the format was so fun, playing sixes and just getting these girls back together to play the best of the best was a really awesome experience.
Star power all over the field. Charlotte, let's rewind to February 15th, where you walked off the field after a Boston Guard win, and you were swarmed with little girls and little boys asking for your autograph. What emotions do you take away from that moment?
It was surreal, you know, on a bigger scale, just to see, you know, if you build it, they will come sort of thing. And I think it just speaks to all of the members of the PLL and the members of the WLL who have built such a tremendous organization and platform for us to be able to play on, and none of that happens without them. I mean, we're so fortunate to get to continue to play the sport we love now at an even higher level, but more importantly to show all those players and younger girls and boys in the venue that they can aspire to go beyond collegiate lacrosse and chasing a national championship, but now they can aspire to win a professional championship as well.
It was a really sweet moment. I think you said it best. If you build it, they will come. Izzy, when you looked up in the stands at the championship series and you saw little girls and little boys wearing your jersey, what emotions did you feel?
Yeah, I think it was really inspiring. I think Charlotte kind of hit the nail on the head in terms of now these girls and boys have something to look up to when they're older and have a goal of not just playing college lacrosse but playing professionally and being a part of a team like that. So to see kind of the inspiration coming from the field up to those younger girls was really amazing to see, and just kind of warms your heart a little bit to be a part of something like that.
Yeah, it warmed my heart. I was watching from above, and you guys were so patient with your time, and I think to have you two as ambassadors of the game, we're so lucky. I know you guys play on opposite sides of the field, different teams in college and professional, but Charlotte, what's one part of Izzy's game that you think is special?
There's 1,000 things. One of the most dynamic players our game has ever seen. I think it's her size, strength, and speed that combine for an unbelievable and impossible matchup when a defender is trying to guard her. I mean, she's the most explosive dodger. She can get past any number of defenders who are coming at her. It's incredibly difficult to game plan against someone like Izzy because you know she's going to get to the middle of the field, and she's an incredible shooter as well. And that was on full display this February for the New York Charging. So just one of the best players who's ever played the game.
All right, Izzy, it's your turn. What makes Charlotte's game
Oh, I
special?
follow up that. Wow. I mean, what's not special about it? I think Charlotte kind of plays the game in a way that's different from a lot of people, and she's kind of set the tone for what women's lacrosse can be over the last however many years you've kind of been in the spotlight. And I think she's just so powerful. She's impossible to stop, and she's just one of those players that you need to know where she is on the field at all points in time, or you're going to be in a world of hurt. So to kind of be around a player like that, see like how special she is and how much she inspires these girls to like play in this way that's so strong, so powerful, and pretty much impossible to stop is a really cool thing to be around. And like she said, it's hard to plan against and it's hard to play against. So it's been really fun to kind of be on both the same side and the opposite side of her. And yeah, she's just incredible.
I just feel privileged that I still get to watch it. We watched your battles in college. Now we're watching it at the professional level. How do you describe the rivalry, ongoing rivalry, Boston College, Northwestern, and now New York Charging and Boston Guard, Charlotte?
I mean, I think we're just lucky to continue to play this sport seriously at such a high level. Izzy mentioned it, but been fortunate enough to be on the same side together and line up on the same team for Team USA, and you know, those are what you dream of, the moments you dream of as a player, to get to learn from one of the best players in the world, get to see her do her thing and cheer her on, and then, you know, appreciate it on the other side as well, and see the way she leads a team as well is so inspiring to see the way that her teammates on the Charging look up to her, and how she just commands a locker room and inspires them to go out and play at the highest level. You know, it just pushes our game forward, and it's an honor to compete on the same field, whether we're on the same side, wearing the same colors, or not.
Izzy, how do you best describe the rivalry, Northwestern, Boston College, and now Charging and Guard?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that it's just an honor to play against people that are as passionate about the sport as I am, and the people that I've got to play with and against. So to kind of see that level of effort and care that goes into just performing at the highest level, not only for yourself but for the girls around you, it's really fun to be a part of, and really fun to see the passion that someone like Charlotte can bring out in a group of girls. And I think as much as it's a rivalry, it really just speaks to how much we both care about the sport, how much we love what we're doing and want to bring out the best in everyone around us. So to be on the same field as someone like Charlotte, and how she does that with the people around her for many, many years, and to continue in the future, and hopefully more so on the same side of the field. I'd prefer that a little bit, but it's been really fun. And again, I think it just speaks to the level of care Charlotte has for the game and both of us.
Well, thanks for the time and insight. I was hoping for a little bit more spiciness, but you guys
I'm
kept
sorry.
it.
I mean,
you kept it PG. But as we continue to make more picks, we look forward to talking to you guys. Jay, back to you.
Thanks, Dana. 10 picks in to our inaugural WLL All-Star Game, and so much talent has been taken. 26 picks remaining. Let's get right back into it with Team North. Coach DeLuca, who are you taking?
We're going to go with lockdown defender, Sydney Scales.
All right, so another defender flies off the board, and it's Sydney Scales, one of the best defenders in recent memory, Charlotte. And obviously you went against her in practice, and now you're going to be teammates with her again on Team North.
So excited to be teammates with her. She is truly one of the best 1v1 defenders. If you like fast footwork and close defense, she's someone to keep your eye on, and definitely a challenge going against her every day in practice, but she makes everybody around her better, and just super excited to line up with her again.
And another player that's been taken out of the player pool who did not feature in the inaugural Maybelline Championship Series. Jen, who are we going with for pick number 12?
We're just going to break up the band here a little bit. We're going to go with Madison Ahern, attacker, who played for the Boston team. So.
All right, yes, won a championship with the Boston Guard. Izzy, you played against Madison in that championship game. What do you think she brings to Team Izzy?
I think she's a little bit of a do-it-all player on attack. I think she can use both hands pretty equally and is one of those players that can catch the ball in the middle and finish pretty much from anywhere. And I know we have a lot of heavy dodgers right now, so looking at her coming into the lineup, I think that's going to be really awesome to have one of those versatile, strong stick skills finishers. She did so great in Champ Series, so it's cool to see what she's going to be able to do for our roster as well.
Coach DeLuca, is that just like a knife to the heart to see one of your Boston Guard players go to Team Izzy?
And Madison did such a great job for us. She was a pivotal player in the Champ Series, so great pick. Great pick. My heart hurts a little bit.
Me too.
So how do you respond?
We respond with Rachel Clark.
All right, so our first college player off the board.
Yep. I mean, Rachel Clark, the name speaks for itself and what she's been doing at the college level. I know this is very BC heavy right now, but she's just dominating college lacrosse right now.
Yeah, it's the Team North Eagles for the Maybelline WLL All-Star Game so far. And Charlotte, obviously, we've been lucky enough to call Rachel's games this year for Boston College after spending 2 years at Virginia, has transferred in and made an instant impact at BC, winning a national championship a year ago. How do you think she'll transition to the professional game?
I think she's going to have an immediate impact, and I'm excited to see what she can do on the field at a professional level. I think seeing her take over the college landscape, it's really due to her athleticism, her insanely quick first step, her ability to draw slides and work off of that. She is certainly at the top of everyone's scouting report this year, and I think she's an ultimate goal scorer, and I'm excited to see her balance out, the side she likes to operate on in that high alley area with someone like Kenzie Kent, a lefty who likes to play down low.
Now, it's the two coaches making all the picks for this All-Star game, but 6 of 7 Eagles. I mean, Charlotte, you're telling me you got no input here?
I have no input, but I'm happy with it. I love my Eagles. I love my Guard teammates. I hope the city of Boston is excited.
Yes.
So awesome. So each team, Team North and Team Izzy, they do have to select 2 college players, current college players, Rachel Clark being the first off the board. Coach Adams, how do you respond?
We're going to go back into the midfield. I think in this kind of 10v10 format, the midfield's going to be pretty pivotal. We're going to go with another coaching pick. I think, being around the game and getting good insight into it, we're going with Marie McCool.
Marie McCool obviously has been an outstanding player throughout her career, first in college in North Carolina, and has dominated on the international level for Team USA as well. Joining Team Izzy, what do you have to say about that pick?
I mean, Marie's the best. Again, we're getting a fierce midfielder who's very competitive. She's so fast, she's so versatile, and she's really just solid on both sides of the field. And she's one of those players that you're really going to enjoy playing with and love having in the midfield. So I'm excited to play with her. She's an awesome player and an awesome person.
And Coach Adams, you mentioned you're picking her out of the player pool because she is a coach for North Carolina, was unavailable for that WLL Championship Series, and that's a great get at pick number 14. Then Marie McCool was still there to be selected.
Hedging my back, stacking myself with a lot of college coaches. I'm hoping to put the brainchilds together and see what we can come up with over July weekend.
Yeah, you'll be blending a lot of different styles on that field.
That's true. I love it. I love the collaboration that I think will take place. So.
All right, Coach DeLuca, pick 15.
I'm going to go with another unbelievable college player right now. I have loved watching her game in the Ivy League, and that's going to be Anna Brandt from Penn.
Yeah, Anna Brandt from Penn. The Quakers having an outstanding season, and Anna Brandt a big reason why. Charlotte, I know you've been high on Anna Brandt all season long. You've got to be thrilled to welcome her as a teammate.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about her game and watching the way that she plays with so much heart and energy and love for her teammates and passion for the game. Izzy and I have been lucky enough to get to compete with her at Team USA training camps, and I love being around her, and I think this is an unbelievable pick by Coach DeLuca. I can't wait to be on the same side as her after she wraps up a remarkable college career.
Coach Adams, who we got with pick 16?
We are going to go with Emily Knowles, defender.
All right, another North Carolina former Tar Heel flying off the board. We got Ali Mastriani, Marie McCool, and Emily Knowles on Team Izzy. Izzy, this is another defender that used to go up against you in the college days, joining Courtney Taylor, who was also on Team Izzy. Lucky that they're your teammates and
Yes.
you won't have to face them?
Yes, very lucky. I mean, they're such solid defenders, and Knowles is also incredible on the circle. You've seen her kind of be the most competitive player out there, getting the ball in the midfield as well. So solid defenders that I don't have to play against is a very good thing for me. So I'm happy to have her on my team, and I think she'll be a great piece to the defense.
Yeah, both teams starting to load up on defenders and midfielders as we go to Coach DeLuca for the next pick.
Advice here. I'm going to go with Katie O'Donnell, from player from Penn State, now the Drexel head coach. She gives a gritty feel in the midfield, and I think will work really well with the other middies that we have.
Well, you mentioned not only a great player, Katie O'Donnell, but a great head coach as well for Drexel, coming off another fantastic season. Charlotte, what do you make of this pick?
She has so much experience at the highest of levels for many years. She's got one of the best lacrosse minds, and she's one of the best teammates as well. She is the ultimate leader, and I guarantee, when anyone steps up on the field with her, they'll do anything to make her job easier and to win for someone like that. So I'm just excited to be in the same uniform as her for sure.
And it's interesting, both coaches, Coach DeLuca and Coach Adams, has really placed a premium on current college coaches that obviously still play at a very high level professionally and on the international stage. Is that what you expected? Is that why you're kind of placing a premium, kind of trying to beat each other to those current coaches?
I think this list is just laden with college coaches as well as
Yes.
phenomenal players. I think you could do a blind pick out of a hat, and both of us would be very happy with our picks. So it just so happens that the college coaching life is so glamorous and glorified that so many of us get back into it.
Well, pick 18 marks the midway point in this Maybelline 2025 WLL All-Star Selection Show. Who do we got?
I'm going to switch gears from some of these college picks, and I'm going to go with one of my own, Sydney Black, the resident ankle breaker, hopefully going into this series.
I was waiting for Sydney Black's name to jump into this pool because she was so dominant in that champ series.
Shovel shot! What a goal!
That girl Sydney Black, she's as quick as me. Yeah.
You obviously coached her at Loyola. You know what a special player she is. Izzy, you saw her for the Maryland Charm during that championship series. So explosive. Are you surprised she fell all the way to pick 18? I am.
A bit, yeah. I mean, her first step is incredible. She's such a solid attacker, and she's one of those players that is, I know from, in sixes, having to play against her defensively as well. She is so fast that it's a really hard job for defenders to try to mark up on her, and she's just one of those people that finds a way to the cage very effortlessly. And yeah, I mean, it's shocking she goes so low in the picks, but happy it's on the roster that I'm on. She's an incredible offensive threat.
And your first former Loyola player that you get to be reunited with on Team Izzy, which is very exciting. 2 picks remaining until we hit the 20 pick mark, and we'll step aside for another conversation with Dana Boyle. So who are you rounding out with your 10th pick, Coach DeLuca?
We're going to go with another defender who I thought had a wonderful champ series, player from Penn and Maryland, Abby Bosco.
Abby Bosco, another big-time defender coming off the board here. Obviously, you mentioned it was terrific for the Maryland Charm during the championship series as well as her college career for Penn and Maryland. Charlotte, what do you make of that pick?
I love it. I love it. She is a spark on the defensive end. She takes such high IQ risks on the defensive end, and she's so scrappy. So she'll battle for any 50-50 ball, and she'll always make the extra play to give the offense back the ball and allow her team to continue momentum. And, going against her in the sixes format was quite difficult because she also showcased her ability to go both ways and to push transition. So I'm excited to be on the same team as her for sure, and lucky to have her as a part of the defensive unit.
All right, pick number 20 for Team Izzy. Coach Adams, who do you got?
Pick number 20 we're going with, we're finally going to reunite Izzy with one of her teammates here with a defender in Kendall Halpern.
All right, Kendall Halpern, who was really strong in that championship series for the New York Charging. She showcased some of her offensive ability during the championship series. I know she's primarily a defender, but such a talented player.
Absolutely. I had the privilege of playing with her at Northwestern for a lot of my career, and our New York Charging team was pretty offense heavy, so to have a solid defender down there kind of teaching us her ways and helping us out a little bit was a really fun thing. And yeah, like you said, she's great all over the field. She used to be a midfielder, so great hands and just a really solid defender that I think is going to do great with the girls that we have on defense already.
I feel like there's some great value picks here. Sydney Black at pick 18, Kendall Halpern at pick 20, some super talented players that fell to the middle of this draft. All right, 20 picks in, we're going to take another timeout and hear from Dana Boyle as she'll dissect with Charlotte and Izzy the fun and fast-paced 10 versus 10 full field format that'll be played on July 4th.
Jay, thank you. Charlotte, Izzy, you both have played on the biggest of stages in an NCAA championship game. The college game is 12v12. When we go to the All-Star game in July, it's going to be 10v10. Charlotte, what excites you about that format?
I love this format. I love the field format, but specifically 10v10. I've been lucky enough to play for Team USA in 2022, where we won a gold medal at Towson, and the international stage, it's 10v10 because it showcases elite athleticism, but it also pays respect to the history of the game, and it showcases every last position and the details that are required to play these positions. So you've got 3 attackers, 3 midfielders, 3 defenders, and a goalie, and you've got a lot of space to work with. So it creates for a lot of fun schemes and tactics. It allows defenders to showcase their elite footwork in a 1v1 setting, and then same thing on the flip side. It allows for offensive players to showcase their dodging ability in space, their ability to draw a slide and see an offensive set develop. I just think there's room for a lot, and there's room for a lot of fun transition plays as well. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, and I think back to the full field format, you're seeing people who are in their positions, and that's where they kind of specialize. I think you really get to see the best of the best because you're kind of locked into your positional spots and kind of get to see the level that these girls can compete at. And unlike college, it's a little bit less people on the field, so there's so much more space to work with. It's just a little bit of a different groove when you get on the field, so it's super fun, it's super competitive, and like Charlotte kind of touched on, you really do get to see the best of the best at each position and what they specialize in, so it's going to be a really exciting format to see at the All-Star.
Yeah, it's positionless lacrosse, which puts a premium on athleticism. I totally agree. Yeah. Well, we're halfway through the picks. Izzy, who are you most excited to play with on Team Izzy?
Yeah, I think off the top of my head, Sam Apuzzo was first pick that Jen made, and she's just an absolute gamer. She's someone that I watched while she was at BC, and she's just such an incredible, not just player, but leader on the field, and she's one of those people that she just knows how to win and she knows how to compete, and to have her on the same roster as me is really exciting, and I love her as a person as well and love playing with her, so I'm excited to have her, and I mean, all the other girls are incredible as well, but she's someone that definitely stands out of who I'm really excited to play for.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
Coming from a Northwestern Boston College
course.
rivalry.
Yeah.
Charlotte, how about you?
A little jealous of that pick, to be honest. I love Sam, and she's an unbelievable teammate and player, like Izzy mentioned. But for our squad, I think Coach DeLuca has done an unbelievable job thus far. But I am so pumped to be able to play with Kenzie Kent. I think she is certainly on the Mount Rushmore of our sport. She is one of the most dynamic, left-handed, and skilled players out there. If you like creativity, if you like low-angle, insane, ridiculous types of dodges and shots, she is definitely the player to watch, and I've been very fortunate to be her teammate in the past, obviously a fellow Eagle alum as well, so I'm just beyond honored to get to line up with her.
Not to mention, Kenzie Ken also played ice hockey at Boston College.
did.
So I would say that she's pretty athletic.
Very athletic. The way that she moves and is able to shake her defender, her footwork, you see a lot of the similarities between lacrosse and hockey in the way that she explodes with every step.
You topped 91 miles per hour last July at the fastest shot competition. Do you think you can break 100?
Oh, wow. I'm not sure. You know, it's going to be fun to be a part of that again. I think, you know, every year we're trying to continue to find ways to elevate our game and be better, and that's what we train all off season for, is to continue to become better players, better teammates. And I'm excited to go out there and hopefully try to improve on that number. But 100 is that's a tough task, but we'll see.
Team Izzy, Team North, Team Izzy. Do you think you can break 100 miles per hour?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I shoot so much harder than Charlotte. She's actually, it's not as hard as it looks
Tune
on
in,
TV.
folks.
Yeah. We'll be competing. No, no, not really not my thing as much. A little bit more of a quick shooter. But Charlotte I've never seen someone shoot the ball as hard. Well, a women's player shoot the ball as hard as she has, and it compares with men's, which is amazing to see, considering we're using women's sticks and we're like it's just awesome.
Pocket's
and
different.
Pocket's different, completely different game. So to see her be on the same level as many men's players with boys sticks and just how they do things it just speaks to how incredible she is, and I'm excited to watch. And whether it breaks 100 or not, she's gonna beat everyone else, so that's gonna be exciting to watch.
Anybody who wants to get better, just watch the two of you play. We're looking forward to watching you guys compete in July. Let's finish up with the rest of the picks, Jay.
Thanks, Dana. 20 picks into the inaugural Maybelline WLL All-Star Game selection show. There has been so much talent taken, and we already have 20 players down, 16 to go, 8 picks aside. And this is really going to be schoolyard pick style now. We're just going to go rapid fire, back and forth. Coach DeLuca, get us started with pick 21.
Maddie Burns in the defensive end for us.
Okay, so you've been targeting a couple of defenders. What made you go with Maddie?
I just think, you know, her play speaks for itself. We already have, you know, 4 middies. We just wanted to round out the defensive end because that's an area of the field that I love. Clearly taking Taylor so early on, so just want to make sure that our defensive end is, you know, a tight-knit group back there.
It would make me want to take more defenders when you see how much offensive firepower Team Izzy has assembled. Coach Adams, who do you have with pick 22?
We're going to go into the midfield again. We're going to go with Ali Macera, another player who was not able to play in the Pro Series. So, again, another college coach in the mix. Firepower through the midfield. Looking to surround ourselves with a lot of speed through this format of game.
And Macera, who had a phenomenal college career for Stony Brook, put up crazy numbers, going to make that transition to the professional level in this All-Star game. Coach DeLuca, the pick is yours.
I'm going with Casey Choma. We call it the Choma energy. That kid just makes me smile. We can't wait to have her on our team. She is a burst of speed and just an all-around awesome player to have.
Casey Choma was a part of that Boston Guard inaugural Maybelline Championship Series victory earlier this year, and that is the 4th Boston Guard player picked by Team North, so only 1 remaining because you cap out at 5. Coach Adams, your selection.
We're going to go with defender Kayla Wood.
All right, so these defenders, you need defenders in an all-star game format to try and cancel out all of the offensive talent that we've seen in Kayla Wood, a phenomenal defender from North Carolina, and also played for the California Palms in the championship series. Coach DeLuca.
Back into the attack end with someone who was a little bit underrated, but her vision and athleticism is unbelievable, and that's Jackie Woloch.
Okay, so you have now maxed out your 5 picks for the Boston Guard with Woloch and Choma, 2 Notre Dame teammates that'll be reunited as Boston Guard teammates during this All-Star game. Coach Adams.
We are going to go with Izzy's teammate and New York Charging attacker Aaron Kuykendall.
Yes.
I will let you react to that one. I was waiting for it too. So this is one of the best, if not the best, dynamic duo that the lacrosse world has seen, reunited in an all-star game format.
Yeah, she's my girl. I'm excited. I'm glad Jen brought her with me because she's the best, and just so hard to guard on the field and such a versatile player. So really happy to be on the field with her again.
Team North, your pick?
We're going to go with another defender. We're going to go with Jane Hansen.
All right, so Jane Hansen coming off the board. Charlotte, I want to get your thoughts. So 2 defenders in Maddie Burns and Jane Hansen selected, and Casey Choma and Jackie Wolak, 2 Boston Guard teammates. You got to be happy with those 4 picks.
Unbelievably happy. I think Coach did a great job. Defensively, they add, so much physicality on the perimeter and so much speed as well throughout the midfield. Jane Hansen has had a tremendous season this year for Northwestern, and she's a little bit of a game wrecker at the top of the defense, and she has an ability to cause turnovers at a high rate. And then Jackie and Casey, of course, was so lucky to be their teammate, Boston Guard. And you see what they can do on the offensive end, but it's the little plays like diving for end-line runouts and coming up with, another extra possession in the ride. And the way that they just go about everything when they step out on the field. They're so competitive, and they'll do anything it takes to win. And I can't wait to be with them again.
Pick 28, Coach Adams.
We're going to go with Sam Smith, midfielder from Northwestern University. And Sam's an incredible 2-way midfielder, still playing currently in the college game, so she's going to be incredibly fit and ready to go come summer.
And Izzy, you've been sitting here patiently. I loved your reaction to Erin Kuykendall, and we touched on that. But how is it to be kind of powerless on who your teammates are going to be? Obviously, you have a lot of faith in Coach Adams, but just as you've seen the picks unfold, what's your reaction to Team Izzy so far?
I mean, it's looking great. I think obviously we're all biased. We want to play with our old teammates, and we think they're the best of the best, and that's why we compete so hard with them in college and going forward. So it's good to have the coaches being the ones making the decision, get a little bit of an outside perspective, and I think she's done an incredible job just picking a lot of different types of players, a lot of very competitive players, and a lot of players that I know personally I don't like to match up against. So it's exciting to see them all on one roster, and yeah, I'm loving what it looks like so far.
8 picks remaining, 4 apiece, and Team Izzy still needs 2 goalies, so we're keeping an eye on that.
Yeah.
Team North, who you got?
We're going to break up the band over there a little bit and go with the Golden Stick Award winner in Emily Harris-Chuck to round out our offensive lethal firepower.
Yeah, the Golden Stick Award winner went to the player that scored the most goals during that Maybelline Championship Series, and that was Emily Harris-Chuck, who had a phenomenal campaign as your teammate, Izzy, and now you're going to have to go against her in this All-Star game.
Yeah, I mean, she's a stud. I mean, she can shoot from 30 yards out and get in the back of the cage, so not happy that I'll have to play against her. It's tough to see her on the other side of the field. She's great.
Pick number 30, Coach Adams.
We are going to go with another college midfielder in Fallon Vaughn out of the Ivy League.
Fallon Vaughn's been a terrific player for Yale, the Bulldogs, Ivy League champions in 2025. Great pick there. Coach DeLuca, only 3 picks remaining. Who do you have your eyes on here?
We're going to go with Lizzie Colson in the defensive end.
Yeah, Maryland charm defender, obviously one of the best defenders to play the sport in recent history. Great pick at pick 31 for Lizzie Colson to be there on the board. And Coach Adams, you got 3 picks left and you need 2 goalies. Are you going goalie here?
I am going goalie here. We're going to go with my gal, Katie Glenn, out of the Loyola University. I had the good fortune of coaching her. I thought she played great for Boston in the Pro Series, and just at every level she's played, she's just so solid. So we're excited to have her on our team.
Yeah, great to see you and Katie reunited in this All-Star game. 2 picks to go, Coach DeLuca. Who you got?
We're going to go back in the midfield, Amy Moreau.
All right, Amy Moreau coming off the board. Coach Adams, your selection.
We are going to go with goalkeeper out of college, Northwestern this year, Delaney Schweitzer.
Okay, so Delaney Schweitzer, another one of these players that's going to make the transition from college player to professional player here at the All-Star Game. Obviously a great career at Syracuse and now has transferred to Northwestern and has been phenomenal for Kelly Amonte Hiller's team this season. This has flown by. 1 pick remaining for each side. Coach DeLuca, your final pick.
We need another goalie to round that out. So we're going to go actually with, since we cannot choose another Boston Guard member.
You're maxed out.
We are maxed out, unfortunately. That hurts my heart. We're going to go with Erin O'Grady.
Okay, so another college player that's going to make the transition out of the Big Ten, just like Delaney Schweitzer, Erin O'Grady, phenomenal for Michigan, leads the country in goals against average. You've got both your goalies, so who will be the final pick of the inaugural Maybelline WLL All-Star Game selection show?
Final pick for us, a little bit biased and leaning into this one, but phenomenal player, and I think offers a lot of depth here to our offense in Livy Rosenzweig.
And Rosenzweig finishes it off.
All right, that does it. 36 players off the board. So much talent that you'll get to see in Kansas City on the 4th of July. Charlotte and Izzy, I'm curious. I mean, it's your name on that logo. What do you make of Coach DeLuca's picks, Charlotte, and your teammates?
Good work, Coach. Unbelievable roster, top to bottom. I think you're going to see a lot of star power defensively, all through the midfield. With the speed on this roster is unbelievable, and then offensively, I just can't wait to get with these girls and game plan with Coach and see what we can do. But I'm extremely honored to be on this roster that has some names that are some of the all-time greats.
Izzy, what do you think of Team Izzy?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really hard job for both of these coaches. There's so many incredible players, and I think watching them try to kind of decipher who the best girls are going to be to put on a roster. It's not just about putting the best players on the field, but the players that are going to play the best together. So I'm loving the chemistry that I'm seeing. I'm loving the athleticism and kind of the fire that a lot of these girls bring. They're pretty fierce competitors, and that's the type of way I like to play. So really happy with the picks. I'm really excited I don't necessarily love Team Izzy as the name because it's going to be just the team that we're playing with, and I'm really excited to see how it goes and just bring the highest level of lacrosse we can.
And we can't wait for the inaugural Maybelline WLL All-Star Game, where the brightest stars in women's lacrosse will take the stage on July 4th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Live from CPKC Stadium in Kansas City. For Charlotte North, Izzy Skane, Laurie DeLuca, Jen Adams, and Dana Boyle, I'm Jay Alter saying thanks for watching.